Right, so in this video, we're going to continue forward with our multiplication properties of exponents. In this specific video, we're going to go over a power of a power, okay? And you can see some examples here in red and blue as I'm talking about a few other things, all right? There's going to be a video that follows this on the power of a product, all right? So again, if you need to, pause the video. We've already covered this, but I wanted to add this here just so you could see it. Pause the video if you need to read through these bullet points on simplifying exponential expressions, okay? All the rules we've learned up to this point, no negative exponents, how to, apply zero as an exponent, how to, if we've got a product of two powers, what we do with those exponents, those still apply, okay? So if you need to pause the video and read through the bullet points, please do so, all right? But for the rest of this video, we're going to go over the power of a power property. And what that says is if we've got a power, like 5 to the 4th, raised to a power, so this power, 5 to the 4th, is raised to the 8th power, then we're going to take that base and we're going to raise it to the product of those two exponents, okay? So I'm going to multiply the exponents. It's what product means, remember, okay? So 5 to the 4th power raised to the 8th power means we're going to keep that base. Notice the base remains the same, 5. And we're going to multiply those two exponents, 4 times 8, which gives me 32. Okay, so 5 to the 32nd power. That's too big for us to evaluate. A calculator wouldn't even give you an answer there. So we're going to leave that as our answer here. Same thing happens if we've got a variable base. Notice we've got a power, x to the 3rd, raised to the 7th power. So we're going to multiply those exponents to give us x to the 21st, okay? So pause the video here, try 1, 2, and 3, and then come back and check your work. Okay, number 1, we've got 2 to the 3rd power raised to the 2nd power. Now we could evaluate 2 to the 3rd power and call that 8, and then square the 8 and get 64. But again, the purpose of this video is to understand the property and to apply that property correctly. So let's go ahead and multiply these exponents. 2 to the 3 times 2, which is 2 to the 6th, okay? Now, with numeric expressions, if possible, we want to go ahead and evaluate those. We want to simplify those and get one numeric answer. 5 to the 32nd, we couldn't do that, so we left it as an exponent, as a power. But 2 to the 6th, we know to be 64, okay? So either of those answers will be suffice. Just make sure you follow directions to have the appropriate answer. Okay? All right, 3 to the 4th power raised to the 0 power. So I'm going to multiply those exponents by the rule. 4 times 0 is 0. And hopefully remember from a previous video that anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. Okay? Again, these two steps were really unnecessary. I've got a 0 power here, so that makes the whole thing 1 right away. But again, we want to practice using the property, so that's what these two steps do, okay? Number 3, we've got two different z's here. We've got a z to the negative 2 raised to the 9th power, and we've got a z to the 5th raised to the 6th power. So let's simplify each of those individually, and then we'll use the rule that we went over yesterday, okay? A product of two powers, and we're going to add those exponents. But let's break it down here. So we're going to multiply here. We got negative 2 times 9, negative 2 times 9. And we've also got 5 times 6. All right, so let's simplify each of those individually. That gives me z to the negative 18. Again, negative 2 times 9 is negative 18. 5 times 6 is 30. Okay. Now I've got a product of two powers. So I'm going to use the rule we went over yesterday. We're going to add those exponents, and I get z to the 12th. And that's my final answer. I don't know what z is, so I can't evaluate that, all right? So that's how you use the power of a power property when dealing with the multiplication laws for exponents.